This tutorial is going to focus specifically on the English 1302 class and in finding literary criticisms for your literary research paper or for your character analysis or literary paper. The easiest way to access our databases is to start with the Texarkana College homepage, scroll to the bottom of that, and click on Library. This is our library homepage and just gives a general overview of the library. For this class, you'll want to come over and click on Library Guides and Tutorials and then English 1302 Literary Research. We recommend these three library databases for you to get your literary criticisms online, starting with the Literary Reference Center. When you click on the title or the name of the database, you will be brought to our login screen, and here you use the same logon that you used to log on to your MyTC account. Once you're in, you can just do a title search for the story that you want a criticism on. So let's start with The Most Dangerous Game. You can select the title field if you want to. Otherwise, it'll just go out there and do it for you. So now you have been brought to everything in the database on The Most Dangerous Game. You can use the tabs across the top to limit those articles if you want to, but with just 6 articles, there's not too much limiting that needs to be done. Most of these are literary criticisms. Some, if it has book in parentheses to the side, then it's a book review, so you would not want to select that. Looking up here at number 1, though, this is a literary criticism on The Most Dangerous Game, and they've given it to you in 2 different formats, HTML and PDF. If you click on the HTML full text, you see that it looks like a web page. Going back to the same one, if you click on PDF, then it looks like pages from a magazine. So this is the article scanned into the database. It looks like if you print it, it looks like you put it on a copy machine and printed it. You have the page numbers. You also have any pictures that may have been included with it or advertisements, whereas the HTML full text will not do that. And it's just personal preference, whichever one you like the best. So I'm going to come back to the HTML full text and look through this a little bit, and it's going to give me a little bit of an overview of The Most Dangerous Game, and then it will get specific and talk about themes and meanings in it, or possibly symbolism, all of those things that you talk about, all those literary terms that you talk about in your literature class or in your comp class. If you use anything from this article for your research paper, you're going to have to cite it on your Works Cited page. This particular database will give you the format for your citations for your Works Cited page if you click on the link that says Print. Once you've done that, you want to come over to the right and click on Citation Format and change it to, say, MLA, because that's the style that the English classes use. Then click on the Print button over here, but you'll cancel your printing unless you truly want to print it. And then if you look here under Works Cited, you have the format that you need to make your citation. If you are going to put this on your Works Cited page, make sure that you go ahead and use the hanging indentions. Remember, the top line will extend out over a second or third line if you have one. And you can look in your Works Cited, your style guide to get that format. Okay, another database that we recommend for this class is the Literature Resource Center. This database does the same thing as the one that we just searched. It just has a little bit different content in it. So we'll go ahead and do another title search here. This time let's do A Worn Path and change it to say name of work instead of keyword. And now you have criticisms on A Worn Path. Looking through them, the second one looks good. Click on full text and scroll down, and there's the full text of the article. So you could read through that, and this is an overview and another author's opinion of themes and literary terms in A Worn Path. So these are what you need when your instructors tell you that you need literary criticisms for your papers. A final one that we're going to look at is Literature Criticism Online. And this one always tells you that you don't have access, but if you click on Basic Search, you'll see that you do have access. So make sure you do that. And let's search for A Rose for Emily. All of these titles are short stories that are in your Comp 2 book. Change this to say named work. Tell it to search. And there you have criticisms on A Worn Path. Let's look here at this entry that was published in Short Story Criticism. See, this looks like the book that it was published in. So they've just scanned all that in instead of doing it full text. If you want to go to the next page, come up here. And these are actually reference books that are published that we have access to. If you prefer print copies, we have these in the library. If you need to see it a little bit bigger, takes it a minute to reformat it, but there you go. And you can either just read through these and make your notes, or you can print them. So those are 3 databases that you can use to get your literary criticisms. I would start with that very first one that I showed you. It's very user-friendly and has most of the stories that are in your book. And then if you can't find as much as you need in that first one, go to the second and then the third one. But these are all excellent sources for your literary criticisms, and you'll be sure to get what you need from them.